My 15-year-old daughter called me crying, saying 6 grown women had surrounded her in public and wouldn't let her leave. That was the moment I realized someone had made a very big mistake. I'm a 46-year-old mother of 2 daughters, 17 and 15. For the longest time, we've had a complicated relationship with my ex-husband's parents, and honestly, complicated is putting it nicely. Everything got worse last year when my ex-husband died in an accident. You would think something like that would bring families closer together, but instead, it exposed everything. Because just before he died, I found out he had been cheating. Not just cheating, he had 2 children with another woman. And the worst part? My daughters were the ones who discovered it first. Imagine being teenagers and finding out your father has another secret family. That kind of thing doesn't just hurt, it breaks something inside you. They've been in therapy ever since. And as if that wasn't enough, both my ex and the woman he cheated with passed away, leaving those 2 little boys orphaned. That's when things started getting ugly. My ex-in-laws suddenly decided they wanted control. They tried to get custody of my daughters. They even tried to move into my house. Yes, my house. And when that didn't work, they started playing the victims. Last weekend, I took my girls to a farmer's market. It was supposed to be a happy day because it was my youngest daughter's birthday. I gave her some money and told her to go enjoy herself and buy whatever she wanted. For a while, everything felt normal. But then an hour passed and something didn't feel right. Just as I was about to call her, my phone rang. It was her. She was crying, not just crying, she was panicking. "Mom, there are people yelling at me. They won't let me leave." I didn't even think. I just ran. My older daughter ran with me. And when I found her, my heart dropped. 6 older women were standing around my daughter like vultures, pointing at her, raising their voices, judging her. "You're unchristian. You're selfish. You should take care of your grandparents. You should love your poor orphan brothers." My daughter was shaking, frozen, completely cornered. And in that moment, something inside me snapped. I stepped right between them and my child. I told my older daughter to take her sister and go to the car immediately. Then I turned to those women and I didn't hold back. "Who do you think you are?" I said. "You think it's okay to harass a child in public?" And then one of them said something that made my blood boil. "You should obey your in-laws, like a good Christian wife." I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was disgusting. These women weren't trying to help. They weren't concerned. They were attacking, judging, and shaming. Eventually, things got so loud that we were all asked to leave the market. But even then, they followed us all the way to the parking lot, still yelling, still acting like they were right. I got my daughters into the car, locked the doors, and drove away. But inside, I was shaking. Not from fear, but from anger. That night, after my daughters went to bed, I reached out to someone I trusted from that church. And what he told me made everything clear. My ex-mother-in-law had posted a long, emotional story online, painting us as horrible people. She claimed we abandoned them, that my daughters were cold and selfish, and that we were the reason she lost her grandsons. But the worst lie? She told everyone those children were from a surrogate because I couldn't have more kids, and that I rejected them because they were boys. That was the moment I decided I was done being quiet, because I had evidence. Everything. We were in the middle of a divorce before he died, so I had messages, photos, proof of the affair, and proof that his parents knew about it and supported him. But worst of all, I had messages where they bullied my daughters, calling them names, blaming them for their father's death, just 2 days after he died. That kind of cruelty doesn't deserve silence. It deserves to be exposed. The next morning, I went to a print shop and printed everything in high quality. Every message, every photo, every piece of proof. Then I created binders designed to look exactly like church hymn books. Simple,
Clean.
innocent.
Until you open them.
The very first page showed a clear photo of my ex and the other woman kissing in my living room, with their names written underneath. On Sunday morning, I walked into that church quietly, placed those binders where people usually pick up their songbooks, and left. Then I waited. The reaction was explosive. The gossip spread instantly. People were shocked, angry, disgusted. Because in that church, cheating is completely unacceptable. Suddenly, The same people who had been attacking my daughters turned on my ex-in-laws. They started questioning everything, calling them out,
Shaming them.
the lies collapsed overnight. And my ex-mother-in-law? She couldn't handle it. She made a post talking about how alone she felt, how no one cared about her anymore, and how she missed her perfect son.
Perfect.
I just shook my head, because now everyone knew the truth. Eventually, they left the church completely. And for the first time in months, there was silence. No harassment, no judgment, just peace. And my daughters? They finally felt safe again. Sometimes people think they can twist the truth, rewrite reality, and make you the villain. But the truth doesn't stay buried forever. And when it finally comes out, it doesn't whisper. It roars.